Eat kebab.
How many?
Double kebab. Maybe 2 kebab.
I prefer a double kebab, but if it's not possible to get a double one, I'll eat 2.
If it's double, a double. If there's no double, we'll take 2.
Cool.
Yes.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I don't want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold a record of pay-per-view.
My job, I know my job, I know my situation. I want to fight. That's my production. But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio hashtag TBV podcast. It is Flagship Sunday, and there will be crow served. I know that all my co-hosts were anxiously waiting for me not to show up due to technical difficulties on behalf of my sleep. But guess what? The only one that got it right is I, the chooser of boxers, not the one that falls in love with power. So we will be discussing Usyk versus Gassiev, the World Boxing Super Series finale, a flawless victory for the Ukrainian Alexander Usyk. Second topic, we will be discussing Jaime Mungia or Jaime Mungia. Is he hyped? Is he a hype job? Are the comparisons fair to be saying he's a young Canelo on his toes? Excuse me, Oscar, right? But there's still comparisons to Canelo. They tried to ask Liam Smith himself, who punches harder? And I just like to ask, who the fuck said you could compare Canelo to this rookie? Just saying. Demetrius Andrade, Jermell Charlo, Lions only, back on beef. What's beef? Beef is when I talk about you on IG and you reply on IG. You know, that's what's beef these days. So we're going to talk a little bit about Charlo and Demetrius and their newfound social media beef. Then we can't leave out 50 Cent and Floyd back at it again. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. And last but not least, Manny Pacquiao, free agent, sending out subliminal messages to Floyd Mayweather, letting him know no one is handling his business anymore for his next fight. It will be him through Manny Pacquiao Promotions solely handling the negotiations for that next fight. And he left a very interesting message to all that want him in the ring. You know my number. Call me. So no Bob Arum to get in the way. Can we possibly see the big fights? Can it be that Eddie Hearn is able to sign Manny Pacquiao to the zone? We've been hearing Eddie Hearn say, you know, that he's going to sign just about everyone under the sun to the zone. Could Manny Pacquiao be one of those guys? I know that Tony Bellew will be having some sort of negotiations or conversations about future negotiations with unified cruiserweight Alexander Usyk. So a lot to talk about, a lot to take in. Let me go ahead and introduce my co-host from around the globe.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
BJ was gonna beat me, then yeah, you predict he's gonna beat me. He got
Why the Wilder sold out 90,000? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, he can definitely get it on ASAP.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. I just managed to keep my eyes open before the start of the show. I was hanging in there, but yeah, good to get on here. Usyk, yeah, I've got to eat my crow. Gassiev didn't show up. And Usyk put on a display. Tony Bellew in the mix. I can't wait to talk about that. I like that. But yeah, plenty of panelists. Let's just move on with it.
I speak it
Believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss. 2 to stand over. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
BoxingVoice.com.
Call it what you want to call it. I may be a crow today, but I still got future bouts to pick. Usyk, incredible job against Gassiev. Jaime Mungia, over a hype, or is he just right and just where he needs to be? We got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to just pass it along.
He needs some milk.
Oh shit, Cantu not even here.
I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, Marquez Hunter era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been
How much you talking? You do too much talking. The thing is this.
People want their subjective preference to be the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, it's Ron, Mr. IQ. I'm going to be taking some L's. I'm going to eat some crow as well. I thought the puncher can do it, but I was not disappointed. Usyk is the man with the plan. He did everything and more than I anticipated. Well, he kicked his ass. Let's just say that. So we got some Manny Pacquiao news. On top of that, I got some questions from Munguia fans. So we'll pass it on to Mr. I haven't seen you for a while, man. Mr. Cass.
Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I said fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my dad. You know my final win. That's what I'm saying, right? Boxing voice. Because if you come to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for it, man.
I said fight too.
Do you know what beef is?
What? Beef? Yo, I follow the beef online all the time. Hello, everyone. I'm Enrique Church, straight out of New Jersey. You want to chime in? Conversation, you know the number, call up, right? And anyway, Ness did apologize, but I want to thank you for sticking around in that chat, keeping it live. And yeah, Manny Pacquiao, that's what I want to chop it up with. Of course, this other dude that came out of nowhere, chasing Ryan Garcia, Teofilio Lopez, right? And then another dude, what's his name? But yeah, let's go. Who we going to? Do me!
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs of the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dippy. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
Yeah, what up, TBV fan? Thanks for sticking around. We had a little hiccup. It's all good. Chat is live. And I know you want to talk about all these topics now this weekend. We had a good weekend of boxing in social media, in the ring. And, plenty of other things to talk about. So much. Some controversies that were, in these two fights. I know guys on the panel know what I'm talking about. We'll get into that in deeply a little bit further. But here to kick it with you guys. And I can't wait to start.
Well, jump into it, because what controversies?
Oh, well, there was some fights that happened. There were controversial decisions. I don't know if any other you guys saw those fights.
Absolutely.
Three. Yeah, shooting fight and Nahamamedi. I don't know how to pronounce the name too good. Mohammadi, but it starts with an N. I don't know. But I don't know if we want to start off with that. Maybe we want to start off with the
of course not
with the Manny Pacquiao.
Of course not. The star, right? Manny Pacquiao. That's who we talk about. He's the 8th division world championship in history, right, of boxing, and now he cut everybody off. So let's talk about that.
No, we gotta look.
Let's jump into it. Look, the fact of the matter is, he posted a picture of himself in a business suit, adjusting the tie, kind of saying, "Look, I'm in charge of things."
Saying I'm the boss.
Then we get Mayweather posting a simultaneous pic or a similar picture hours later with a new fitted cap that says "cut the check." Can this fight really happen? I don't know, but it seems like it's definitely possible, especially without any
promoters
bumps in the road named Arum and Top Rank.
I didn't connect to cut the check. I did see the hat. I was like, oh, that's dope. I didn't connect the two things, so thank you for that. But me personally, like I'm not excited. I think Manny Pacquiao, that whole Mayweather thing is over. Is a dud. Is a balloon that popped already. And I think Pacquiao being the leader and the boss and a righteous man, and talks about people not getting opportunity, should give the younger fighters, the younger champions, opportunity to, either have their name on his resume or vice versa, for like a Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia or Errol Spence to have Pacquiao on his resume. So when they do say, yo, who has he fought? He's like, well, he beat Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, before I pass it to one of the other panel or they could jump in, Pacquiao is that guy. Like Floyd didn't really give everyone a chance. Pacquiao, I think, gave more opportunities than Floyd.
He did, but at the end of the day, like we like to use in the boxing public, at the end of the day, right now, it's very obvious that he's only tighten up that tie and button up that GQ suit for the money, man. And of course, it's a business, but he's a righteous man.
So
and he cut.
Keith ain't bringing that money, and none of them other guys you're talking about, none of these young guys, they're not bringing them money for him to fix his tie. Step aside that bull.
Nah.
Pac-Man is alive.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but the whole thing, my whole point is that the Mayweather Pacquiao thing is like kind of over. It's a movie that we probably don't want to see again.
I don't know. Which one of you guys feel like doing a Google search on Google Trends for Mayweather Pacquiao? Let's see what's it hitting at, because I still think it's a pretty big
movie
topic
attraction.
I mean, look, right now,
I think it will attract. I think right now we're just, scratching the surface. But if there were anything more evident, this is hardcore piecing the puzzle together. But if there were anything more evident, I think the casual public would latch on immediately.
I believe it. They know Manny Pacquiao, they know Floyd Mayweather, they know 50 Cent, and as that whole thing connects and it spills into the public, and maybe that's part of the story. But I personally am like, damn, why are we doing that, man? I'd rather see you fight Thurman, sport.
I mean, look, Manny Pacquiao right now with Mayweather still sort of like a fantasy fight that many, I think, still believe there would be a great fight. Manny Pacquiao, like you said, he's been an 8th division champ, and he's he's with his last performance, he can very well get into another good fight with a top guy, and winning impressively, he can start to start taking over, the best ever moniker, right? Because he hasn't, Mayweather, like Ness said, hasn't really given everybody a chance. Pacquiao has fought everyone, every all types of fighter, Mexican, Black American, white, UK. I mean, he's fought everybody. So he's seen all types of styles. He's traveled up all these weight divisions and looking good as he did with Lucas Matisse, even though some will say that Lucas wasn't,
I think the Lucas Matisse was the smoke and mirror to say that Manny Pacquiao can beat Floyd Mayweather. Is that how that's the storyline here?
I don't think so.
I think he needs to like beat Danny Garcia or beat Adrian Broner to then say, yo, I want to fight Floyd next. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. Like we can't put a stamp on the shit because he beat Matisse, who actually looked like
according to Google Trends, after he beat Matisse, it was more talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd than there has been all week.
Of course, because
he mentioned it.
Because the Philippines want revenge. They want revenge. Listen, I was checking my own analytics, and this month, Philippines was 19% of the traffic. Why? Because of one fight. The man moves the needle. So I know that Casual earlier said, "Oh, we done with that. That shit is past." I'm not necessarily sure. But anybody want to give their final thoughts on Pacquiao?
I mean,
all sharp and making it look like he's business ready and trying to do that type of business.
Yeah, he has. I mean, look, this is going to be going on under the Manny Pacquiao Promotions banner. He doesn't need anybody else. He's going to be doing this. If this fight happens, it's going to be basically Mayweather Promotions, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and God knows how much money, if this fight does happen, would make. I know that right now, Floyd doesn't really want to talk about it. Shout out to All Urban Central, their channel also that, we're gonna interview Floyd, and as soon as the interviewer mentioned Manny Pacquiao, Floyd just turned away. So I don't, and I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. It's All Urban Central on YouTube, and they were, given the chance to go ahead and talk to Floyd. And the kid just, I'm not saying kid, I don't know his name, but the interviewer at All Urban Central, as soon as he said, you know, there's many talks about, you know, you fighting Manny Pacquiao again, and you know, Floyd just clapped his hands and turned around and left. Like he didn't even want to talk to the guy, and they were surprised,
which is stupid, you know, because like, what's wrong with getting the whispers in the water room back about a potential fight that you can make money from?
I think there is money. I think it just doesn't equal to the part one. It's not a sequel to, you know, the biggest movie.
Okay, but Rob, even if they don't do 5 million, are you going to tell me that 2.5 is bad in U.S. pay-per-views?
Also, what we're not looking at.
I asked Rob.
Okay,
Rob. He is over there looking like a mime and shit today.
Well, I'm just waiting. No, obviously, you know where I'm coming from with this, that Eddie was asked about it and things like that. But I don't know. I can't see it. But I do wonder that I think both fighters have mentioned it, but the Amir Khan fight has been thrown about, and both fighters have mentioned it. But Mayweather Pacquiao, yeah, I don't know why Floyd would turn his back on even being questioned about it. You know, he stepped into the octagon and done that little teaser like something was going to happen. We've not heard any more of that really. So, you know, why not? You know, buzz is a buzz. You know, you talk about it, people talk about it. It's Floyd in the headlines all getting spoken about again, and he loves all that. So,
well, he turned his back on it, and there's a reason for that. You know, it's not being politically correct. You know, that's that whole LOL, LMAO, all that shit. You know, just be real. Just be like, yo, that was whack. It's a whack fight. Just be honest. It's an entertaining fight. What belt are they fighting for? The WBO? Maybe they saw.
No, is Casual on a shot of espresso? How's it black fight and entertaining fight? That's an oxymoron.
No, okay, you can't say that. I mean it in the sense of sport. Okay, they have the XFL and then they have the NFL, and you know which one you take more serious.
So you saying that Pacquiao versus Mayweather 2 is NFL or the XFL?
I think it's XFL, just as it was against
so it's a freak show. You're saying
it's. I don't want to go extreme and say freak show, but it's for entertainment as it was Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. I think that at this age of both of their career, that's okay.
What belt are they fighting for?
Well, Pacquiao does have a belt. He has the WBA.
WBA, I meant to say.
Which kind of looked like they might have gave him the super on the low, you know, and stripped little Keefy Weefy, but we'll find out about one time. And is he still going, Sean? Whenever
my final thought is this: he could have called out Floyd, yes, and got the Philippine 19% to stand up, and all of other Americans and Ukrainians and United Kingdom that follow boxing to chime in and Google search shit, right? No, call out Thurman, call out Crawford, call out somebody that has relevance in the sport. He says all the time, "I'm here to give the fans what they want. Let's give the fans what they want. Let's give the people what they want." He's not giving us a rematch or calling out for that momentum. And, you know, I rest my case. It's a freaking obvious that it's for money. And I just hate being abused, being the guy to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I rest my case, Your Honor. Final thought.
That was the final thought on Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Anybody else? Because in all honesty, like I said, this is still a fantasy. Mayweather doesn't want to hear about it, but we all know that Manny Pacquiao is a smart man. He plays it like he don't want it, just like he did with McGregor. And then next you know, sign me up.
I will watch it though.
I'm gonna watch. If it happens, will I watch? Of course I'm gonna watch.
And if it's on DAZN, it's crazy.
It's full of that stigma, that injury stigma. That's
yo. Let's be honest. That shit'll never be on DAZN. Floyd is not going to DAZN.
Hell no.
So it'll be straight Showtime.
Now Manny versus Khan. That has strong possibilities, but Manny Floyd, hell no. Like this is not Joshua Mayweather. Joshua Wilder. Like Mayweather's in control, and if you do something like put yourself in a network where he doesn't deal with, you just shot yourself in the foot. There's so many people that haven't gotten the fight because things ain't right. Like you crazy, you got to stay available, and I mean, there's no bigger grossing pay-per-view to be on or a part of. You know, at the end of the day, you will raise your profile to fight Mayweather. Win or lose, it's a good thing for you. It was good for Guerrero. It was good for Berto. The list goes on and on. Let's just switch right into more Floyd Mayweather 50 Cent news. Floyd in the news. This time, not really him, right? I mean, to my understanding, the way I received it, I received 50's And 50 Cent, the rapper, you know, part of stars in boxing, failing SMS promotions in boxing, but still a person that involves himself in our sport quite a bit and gets a lot of traction on his social media when he does. So I happened to see his post about Floyd, right? But they weren't directly at Floyd, right? It was like a shade room repost of an ex-girlfriend of Floyd kicking dirt on Floyd to his new girlfriend that is also currently his ex-girlfriend.
But
so
pregnant, like that's how I took it. There's a pregnancy involved, right?
Pregnant in the whole post. So then you got 50 telling Bad Medina, who's telling the new girl, like, oh, I've been there, done that in your position. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stay with Floyd for money. He doesn't know how to love. And then you got 50 like, bitch, hoe, fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you a hoe, you should know you a hoe. And it was like, whoa. So she came back like, yo, don't ever disrespect me. I ain't no hoe, yada, yada, yada. He called them more bitches and hoes. And somehow Mayweather got involved. I must have missed that because this wasn't interesting enough for me.
Right.
It wasn't boxing. But somehow Mayweather got involved personally and took really deep shots at 50. I don't know if anybody wants to read.
I don't want to read it, but I know that 50 has rebutted, or right? That's the word. Rebuttal, came back at it, and Floyd Mayweather has been on mute since. So and it has crossed mine as well through Bad Medina posting a picture of a girl, which is the current pregnant girlfriend or ex-girlfriend as you called her. But the drama came from her being pregnant and the phrase, that's what Bad Medina should have did. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said that. And then that's where 50 came in.
What should Bad Medina have done?
Gotten pregnant.
And then that's when I was like, oh shit. And
yeah.
So then Bad Medina, a response to that was like, well, you know, love and money are two separate things. I'd rather be loved than have all the things and the gold in the world. Where 50 was like, I don't remember what he said, so I won't speak on it, but he did say something and did have the word bitch in it, and she responded, and then Floyd got involved, maybe because his baby pregnant woman is part of the subject. You know what I'm saying? So not that interesting, but funny entertainment.
It was it really took the social media by storm. You already know, 50 has over 19 million followers, and Floyd, you already know, has just as much as, not as much as him, but you know, it created a big buzz.
Who won in your opinion then?
I mean, look, I'm not. Is this 52-0? Is that the question, Kaz?
Who won? Is it 50-1 now?
Is it 50? It's at 50. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. All I do know is that these guys know each other pretty damn well. They could be airing each other's shit out on there all they want, but I think this shit's just gonna get squashed. They know too much dirt on each other. I think before it gets even uglier, this shit's just gonna die out.
Put a video. Floyd can't read again, and
let's say the same old shit, man. At the end of the day, these dudes was boys. They've done business together. They're mad shit.
Man, I love the 50. See, 50 cuts deep. This that New York shit that I'm telling you about. Like, if you ain't got, oh shit, you know, we just sitting and chopping it up.
It's the jam. Can't do. Where'd you find this?
Let's go, man. Y'all are good. Hey, I just want to shout out Ness for asking the real questions at that DAZN press conference earlier this week. Shout out to you, Ness, man, for asking the real questions, man. They ducking your questions.
It's all good, man. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. So 50 Cent put out a picture of Floyd crying. Real beautiful picture, too. It must have been good, you know, searched on that through Google's for a long time. Beautiful picture. And he says, I must have hurt your feelings, champ. You had someone write a book? I'm going to take my time with this. So I'll get all out. We're going to start with your 11 domestic violence cases. Wait a minute.
Damn, I ain't even know it was that many. Shit.
I'll do them in order. Remember, you asked for this. Get the strap.
Lil Tunchi or some shit like that.
Yeah, right. Limited Ducci de Beauty, whatever the fuck is
that. Get the strap.
And it came out today that Floyd turned off his comments on his IG.
Ooh.
He stayed doing that shit though.
Yo, so then 50 put out another one, right? And he's like, this Floyd's rough draft. And
Yeah, that was funny.
he got all the misspelled words, and this shit almost got 500,000 likes, bro.
The crazy shit is that, be honest, everybody on the panelists right now, you can answer this, right? For the juries.
He put vitamin water.
Yeah. Now, when you read the comeback, right, where it was like, yo, you're not a famous 50 no more. You can't drop an album. You can leave power. Nobody cares.
I knew that wasn't him.
Did you say, yo, who wrote that for him?
Hell yeah. I didn't say who wrote it. I just knew it wasn't him. It was
exactly
perfect. It was too perfect. He was floating in there for real.
I said Yaya getting to work.
He said Yaya put in that work.
Oh, true. It could be Yaya. You're right. Because she already snappy as hell. She probably like, nah, Dad, let me do it. Let me do it.
You can't sell a move. You can't sell an album yet.
Yo, he put people.
He's savage.
Yo, 50. Yo, he is the fucking man for real, bro. Like, that's that New York shit right there. I'm telling you, man.
That's that key.
That's and you know what? That's Vince's 50 Cent. 50 going at job. So I'm happy for that. Let's move on over to
Undisputed.
Rocha. We're gonna go to Modo Rocha.
Undisputed.
Where somehow two men were able to have a unification to become undisputed without the IBO. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that, but you know what I mean? All the other 4 major sanctioning bodies were on hand when Rob?
And the ring belt was on the line.
Oh, and the ring lineal title when Alexander Usyk I don't know, dethroned Usyk-Gassiev and made him look bad.
Made him look terrible.
You know, that was the ongoing sort of like commentation going on. And I mean, I could see where he might have made him look bad with, you know, with peppering him with the jab, but you know, the jabs, that jab, it had no type of fucking conviction on it.
That's why I put in the chat. I was
no type of right, Mike. No type of conviction. Pitter patter, pivot, move to the right. I mean, look, he had an outstanding punching output, but to me, you look at Murat looked normal. He didn't look hurt. He didn't look beat on. He just looked frustrated. And you know, for people to say that, oh, Murat looked like he garbage out there. I heard a lot of shit, but I mean, I didn't see no real. I didn't see Murat hurt once. He put the pace on him, the pressure. Musi the cat won this fight on his back foot.
All right. Well, I mean, who do you? All right. How about this? Do you think Abel Sanchez could have did more for Gassiev, or you think it was just Gassiev?
Nah, fuck yeah, he could have done more. Look, you got a fighter that you know moves around. He's the best moving cruiserweight out there. How could you not put a plan in play for that? All I see Usyk-Gassiev do is do the normal shit that I see Abel's fighters do. That's moving forward. Moving forward, and that's it. Moving forward. Listen, if you thought that you were going to be able to...
The producer yelling message.
Oh, I don't know what that meant.
Me either. I thought it was like, good point.
It meant be quiet because you got to get some fucking crow. You just gonna talk about Garcia?
You couldn't wait to give me that crow. You interrupted my whole set.
I mean,
you want to serve me some pie.
Tradition is eat your crow before you talk. Like,
let me have it. Let me have it.
I'm just saying, you guys are talking about this subject like you're me. Only I picked it right. Me.
Can I get mine too? Let me get mine.
No, everybody gets
fucking crow and let me.
Fuck.
Let me grab some of that shit. Let me get one of the motherfucking birds. Goddamn it. Yeah. Shit. All right.
You got to send a flock this way.
Are you done doing me? Because if you're not, then you go ahead. But if you are,
you know,
a lot of motherfuckers need that crow going with the punch.
Yeah. And the chat don't act. The chat better not act like they ain't pick Gassiev either. I know plenty of you pick Gassiev, and even though
gassed,
and yeah, we was all gassed because we saw that body punch and really hurt guys. And let me tell you, Gassiev caught this man with a whole bunch of even some hip shots, and the cat just fucking pushed right through it. kind of impressed me, man, because he got hit with some solid shots. And if that was Abel's only plan, yeah, to me, he failed in not planning for a guy that moves as much as Gassiev. As much as Usyk. So, that's my personal opinion. You got a guy that moves, you got to have a game plan for that. I didn't see it. Go ahead.
I did pick Gassiev, so next button, please. Okay, now let's get to Abel Sanchez. I've been watching boxing for 2 years, and I know this right here. When you got a guy jabbing like that, the easiest thing to do is to tell him to jab with him, right or wrong. And he didn't tell him none of that shit in the corner. So when you have that kind of game plan in place just to come forward and get hit, and the guy's moving, ducking, pivoting around you in a circle, it's going to be tough to win. So Gassiev, I did pick him. He didn't look that great because he wasn't cutting off the ring. He wasn't doing the things that he needed to do to win, but Usyk, great performance, great night, great everything.
Yeah, I think for me, I was just super disappointed in Gassiev. I know Usyk put on a great shot display, but to me, Gassiev didn't leave it all in the ring. This was an undisputed fight for all the belts and everything, and he didn't really throw caution to the wind. Late on in the fight, he must have known he was massively down on the cards, and he just didn't go out on his shield. He just continued to try and stalk him down and try to get to him and get jabbed in the face 50,000 times. It was, I think, it was poor.
But you guys are making this seem like that's all that happened, bro. Listen, Usyk was using his legs, man. At that size and height, he's still giving crazy angles. I was watching that fight and I'm like, damn, because I had just did 6-7 rounds of boxing training the other day, and my coach was trying to get me to motherfucking pivot, and I'm like, dog, I don't do the whole pivot thing. Like, we hit a fucking exercise. I don't need to pivot. You feel me? But you see Usyk big ass pivoting like a motherfucker. So it's not just jabbing his face. No, he's jabbing, and then Gassiev is trying to close distance, pivot, some more jab, maybe a fucking left or right. Like, he brings more to the table than just jab.
Yeah, I agree 100%. When I was picking Gassiev, I was going on their last 2 performances, and now, and looking at it, I thought Usyk looked amazing. And like I said when I picked, I was like, look, if Usyk wins, I'm not gonna doubt, and if he's gonna win, this is how he's gonna win. And he did that and levels above that. And I think that Gassiev just got frustrated. The levels was just too high, regardless of Abel Sanchez's poor coaching, Gassiev not being able to catch him. I just thought Usyk just leveled up, because at that point, now it makes me wonder if Gassiev and what's it, Brandis, if they fight, who's going to win that? Bradis, yeah. So then it makes me go, maybe Bradis might be better than Gassiev,
the way Bradis put it on Usyk the fight before last, that's very debatable, Doomy. Very debatable.
All I know is
that is true. But like I said, go ahead, Robbie.
No, I was trying to move
Rob,
on.
you got to turn yourself up just a bit. I think that might be it. I tried to turn you up internally, but
I'll try and do it.
Very monotone. So
talk to me, baby.
I was very impressed with Usyk's ability to control distance. 519 jabs to 74 from Gassiev. Dude, that tells a story right there. He was pivoting and he was letting his hands go off the pivot, changing his position, letting his hands go, and it just seemed like Gassiev had no answer. He was following him around the ring instead of cutting off the ring. I would have lost some money if I would have bet on it.
And look, Gassiev did the same thing he did with the last fights he's been having. He attacked the body. That didn't work for him. And Ness, you're right. He had the legs. This is what won the fight. It was the legs, the movement, and the frustration that it caused Gassiev to the point where he was just a walking forward punching bag.
After me, let Rob go, because I know he's got a few things that he didn't get off. You could tell by the facial expression. I just want to bring up Usyk's Instagram and the size of the hamburger that he ate. Now, in the beginning of the show, we led with the fact that he wanted to eat 2 kebabs. And on that video, it could be shown him going to get these kebabs. But then after that, there's a picture of the man wearing latex gloves, because this burger is that big that your hands are guaranteed to get dirty. And the hashtag is heavyweight. I'm coming. Now, Rob, the thing is, heavyweight, I'm coming. I mean, he's obviously talking to only Tony Bellew. As good as I think he is, he will not last in the heavyweight division, not being a puncher. It would only take time for Wilder and Joshua, Big Baby, Povetkin, man, all guys of that stature could just maul him over. But again, he's a good mover. Maybe they can't catch up to him, right? I don't know. Him being lighter, I don't know. But thoughts on your countryman stepping up, really, because he's like, I can beat him. And it's like, what the fuck is he watching? I'm just being honest. You know, you got to defend Bellew now, because what fight was he watching that he thinks he could beat fucking Alexander Usyk based off yesterday's performance? That was a little weird.
Yeah, Rob, tell us.
Well, I was about to, and then you said, "Yeah, Rob, tell us." But no, I'm proper Tony Bellew supporter, and he's always people, you know, don't fancy him in most of his fights. But I think people sleep on Bellew's speed, his power, and just what he is a real good boxer, in my opinion. And I think he's only getting better. But I'm just interested that where is the money in a heavyweight fight for this, or is it for the undisputed cruiserweight fight? But if he says he's going up, like heavyweight, here I come. But where's the brings in the most money?
Well, so think about this, because Andre Ward entertained the idea of the fact that, hey, you know, I may come back if you beat the winner of the Super Series. So maybe the money may not be maybe a heavy, or I mean, you know, at cruiserweight, but it could lead to maybe a big, you know, UK-US showdown where, you know, Tony can avenge his countryman. And so at that point, maybe he might have to take the fight cruiserweight. If he wins, it could get an Andre Ward, and that could be the really big payday where it could be undisputed with Andre Ward and Tony.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, go on, Nez.
I was just gonna say, I think that the money, you're not looking at it, I don't know, maybe from the outside looking in. I think that the money is Bellew. Bellew is the star. Bellew, like Eddie has said, has been getting better, has been doing better things. He's far removed from being knocked out to Adonis Stevenson years ago. He was a champion at cruiserweight. He holds a merited status at cruiserweight, so he could obviously get the fight with Usyk at cruiserweight. But for Usyk, who's already undisputed, and like most who become undisputed and unified want to move up to another division to try and be pound for pound, it's also, I think, selling the fight to the UK public like this guy is moving up in weight because he was so good at cruiserweight, like David Haye, like Evander Holyfield, like those great cruiserweights before him. He's coming to heavyweight versus Tony Bellew. It'll sell in the UK. I mean, fuck, if David Haye, who we knew, like, I mean, again, you UK guys are fucking gullible as hell, but I knew David Haye had no legs to stand on, but you guys still bought that shit, not once, but twice. So, you know, you will buy Usyk versus fucking Bellew. Let's be honest.
Definitely. But I know, and yourself, you say it all the time, like, are you going to be interested in it, Nez? Usyk Bellew? It's just you quite often bring up, blown up cruiserweights. And this is obviously going to be two blown up cruiserweights again.
I think I'll be interested because of the storyline, right? It's what Usyk has done. So it's no different than Crawford doing what he did at 140. Now, me being interested to see what he's going to do at 47. I think it comes from that angle. And then there's obviously interest in Tony Bellew. It's like, finally, we get to see Tony fight someone who's not injured, who is 100%, and that does have skill. Is Tony now going to lose his undefeated streak? Right? Because I think he's been spoon-fed the Matchroom diet since he got with them. You know what I'm saying? And everything is strategic. It's like Captain Hook after Captain Hook. And don't forget, Captain Hook had one fucking leg. And hey, that's David Haye. You know what I mean? Now, look, you got to give Bellew credit for Mensah, and you got to give him credit for British. Didn't he fight Meredith British too? Meredith British or no?
Back, but I can't.
Yes or no?
He was undefeated when he fought Usyk.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So well, okay. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at it too. What's really interesting about Usyk when he was in the Olympics is that three fighters had the shared same opponent, and his name was Clemente Russo. He was an Italian fighter. Now I'll break this down. It's kind of interesting. So when Andre Ward competed for the light heavyweight, he actually competed and got gold against this guy. Now, when this guy actually competed into heavyweight, the Clemente Russo, after he lost to Andre Ward, he actually beat Deontay Wilder. That was the guy who Wilder lost to and got bronze, and he actually got silver. And then following that year, because Usyk also lost to this Clemente Russo dude. So imagine this dude who beat Deontay Wilder and Usyk almost allowed Usyk and Wilder to meet in the Olympics at one point in time. Usyk later came and avenged and got to go to Olympic by beating this guy. But it's crazy to think that this one Olympic guy who got the silver medal twice managed to beat Usyk, Wilder, and lost to Ward, the smaller guy. But that was at his least experience in the Olympics. So you can see now Usyk can probably maybe compete in the heavyweight scene, the fact that he was this close of fighting Wilder in the Olympics. So it would be very interesting to see him move up heavyweight. I would love to see it because there's a lot of build up to that.
But the Olympics they're light, man. 216s, those guys are heavyweights. So, that's not too far off. Even 201s, it's not far off. But just to correct myself, he didn't fight Meredith British, but like I said, Matchroom Diet. I mean, I don't know these guys. Like Invika, I don't know who that is. Arturus, I don't know who that is. It's like mad people. We don't.
Maybe we would have felt different about Bellew if Hay wasn't injured when he fought him twice.
Exactly.
So that's what he has over his legitimacy. His legitimacy,
credibility. But I'm not resume shaming. Why? Because Bellew is saying I can beat him. He's coming out. He wants it. So it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. To answer Rob's question, that's where my interest comes from. The guy who I think is a lesser fighter is vocal and call it, because let's be honest, he could stay away. He doesn't have to do this.
Bellew's the type of guy. I'm sorry, Rob.
No, Bellew, obviously, he's coming to the end of his career. He's looking for money fights, and a lot of us thought maybe the Tyson Fury was going to be the big domestic fight that was going to be a lot of money. But he's mentioned this fight. This was after the Bellew Hay 2 rematch. He said it post fight. He said Gassiev Usyk winner. Whoever, just bring me someone. I'll keep knocking them down. And he's confident. Tony Bellew is confident, and if this fight gets made, he'll get into camp and he'll get into his dark place that he always does, and he'll be the underdog probably again. And I can see him upsetting the odds and beating Usyk. I know everyone will be like, "Oh, you're just UK."
No, you can never really count Bellew out, Rob. I'm messing around with you right now, with Bellew, but you got to give it up to the man. His fighting spirit, he's always willing to leave it all in the line. You know what I mean? He was the guy calling out Wilder. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he would get destroyed. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Will he be confident and all those other things? Yeah, but sorry, bro. He's on his way out, and Usyk just took the throne. I think it'd be a real rough night for him.
No, I think you underestimate, but we'll just go round and round with that.
I think it's a 50-50 fight, man. Two guys who can box. Bellew's a naturally bigger guy right now, right? So
you're wilding, Sauce.
Dude, both those guys can box, man. It's stylistically a great fight.
Wow. I'm just gonna say that I'm grateful to have all of you guys on the panel, because you see it opens it up to diversity and shit and variety. Because look, obviously we knew that Rob was gonna lean that way, but I never thought the Mexican would think it was 50-50.
Dude, Bellew can box, man. Let's be real. He's got good boxing skill.
Nah, man, he was getting hit too much by David Hay. And like I said in my last show, hey, I wouldn't even doubt Usyk at this point. Even, I like Andre Ward, but I don't think Andre Ward could beat Usyk right now. I mean, especially on this layoff. And I definitely can see Usyk beating at least some heavyweights. I don't know all the heavyweights, even though he beat the guy who was Wilder. That's amateur Olympics. It's fun to think about that, but I do think there's a ceiling where Usyk hits, but I think he can beat Tony Bellew very comfortably.
Yeah, I would think that too. But let's segue because you said beats and stuff like that, and my man, he did some beating up, but he got beat up a little bit. Shout out to Liam Smith. I don't want whatever is said to go, I guess, said without Liam getting his credit. First 3, maybe even 4 rounds on certain people's cards, he was up. He really has put the blueprint out there. He's really the reason that I feel Jaime Mungia is not ready for a Jared Hurd, even off of injury. But it's not fair for her to go into that fight coming off of injury either. I want her to be 100%. But Jermell Charlo, I mean, I'm not going to say, I mean, in my eyes, Charlo beats Mungia. It's a given for me. Like, he beats him.
Right now.
But it's still a good fight. Like, Mungia will test Charlo because he's going to throw some fire back. But I think Charlo will be too technical, too sharp. Laura, he better not. Can he go for Laura and say to him, you know, Golden Boy, Oscar, Eric Gomez, and Mungia say to themselves, listen, Laura's older than all the other champions. He's more credible than most of them. Let's get this name on our resume. But I don't think Laura's old because his age indicates that. I don't think he is that. But what was your guys' thoughts on Mungia's performance? Lack of knockout. I mean, I had the immediate reaction title rewritten 3 times yesterday, assuming that he was going to get the stoppage. He didn't get it. I also was up all night watching this shit fight. It wasn't shit, though. It was a nice fight. And shout out again to Liam for making it good. Like, I didn't think Liam was going to put up any resistance, and he definitely made it into an entertaining fight. But and he's not like they're saying he's a star, but he's not. We stood up, we worked last night, and no one really was here. So is Jaime the star that they're saying that he is? Maybe. The Sam's Town Casino was definitely loud. The crowd was into him, but I don't know that the numbers are there just yet. I'm interested to see what's the Nielsen rating on HBO with Jaime versus Liam Smith. Who's up first to talk about this pretty exciting fight?
Shit, man. First of all, shout out to Liam Smith. Beefy really made it a fight where, you know, the young stud didn't come in and just pulverize the older guy. He had hell of a good angles on the inside, good protection on his coverage against a guy like Mungia. But getting into Mungia, a lot of people gave Mungia shit because he got hit a lot, right? And I'm the one, I may be giving him some shit too, but it wasn't that Liam was hurting him at all. He took everything Liam gave at him and he took it and kept coming forward, kept pressuring. Does the kid, after this fight, does the kid need some work on a couple of things? Yes, he does. I think that he needs to work on his mid-range entries because that's where he was getting caught with Liam. And other than that, I seen a fighter that does what he does what the public loves to see. That's break guys down, punching the body, punching up top. To me, it was a very fun fight, and Liam Smith made it a good fight. I was entertained. I don't know where the hell the shit fight came from. I think you're still a little sleepy, but it's all good. Mungia, is he the goods? In my opinion, he is. He's 21 years old. He's not ready for Charlo. He's not ready for Hurd. Those guys can really, really punch. He gets punched by one of those guys, he will go to sleep. But anybody else got something to say?
Yeah, I just want to, props to obviously our guy, Liam Smith. He went and made it a fight. A lot of people either didn't know him that well or just underestimated him, but he's always been a fucking tough guy, right? And he was always going to take punishment, and maybe if he had some more pop, that would have exposed Mungia a little bit more. And I think at 21 he's obviously a work in progress, and he's probably top 5 right now in the division, maybe. He looks like a great talent, but obviously lots to work on. Don't go chasing after these other title holders just yet. I don't think the time is right. Get some more fights under your belt, because we saw him beat Ali. I mean, talk about your all-time bad luck with Liam Smith. missing out through like, was it a skin condition or an illness or a reaction to something, but he missed out on fighting like Saddam Ali, which, you know, would have been a slightly easier fight to take on. But, you know, he went and made it a fun fight. But as far as Mungia, I just think just maybe pump the brakes a little bit. He obviously looks good, but I don't think he's quite ready.
Rob, what did you think about Liam saying that Mungia doesn't hit as hard as Canelo?
Well, look, he tried to be super classy. You know, I think he was really, really classy. He didn't want to take anything away from Mungia in the interview. But was it what's his name, Lerman or whatever? What's the guy's name? Who?
Lampley, Max Kellerman.
Harold
Letterman. Oh.
He asked him, and then he asked him the question, and he said, "Look, I'll be honest. You know, again, I don't want to take anything, but Canelo hits harder, and you know, he's been in with both, and I think he was being honest. I don't think it was in any way trying to take anything away from Mungia. It was just an honest answer. So, you know, I think, like I say, just pump the brakes a little bit on this kid, let him develop. But I think obviously they found someone that's going to be a player in the division. So yeah, it was a good fun fight.
Yeah, man. I think Mungia, we saw kind of him get exposed. He's kind of defensively irresponsible. But I thought his work rate was something to look at. And one of my buddies from Barbershop Conversations, Fred, he mentioned something that really hit home. Mungia applies pressure to knock you out, whereas a guy like Jarrett Hurd applies pressure to break you down. I think that's very key in trying to decipher the difference between some of these better players at 154.
I did notice he doesn't change speeds, Cantu. Like all his punches, I felt like were at the same speed.
Yeah, a little bit reckless, but you got to think it's his first title defense. He had a big crowd there. Maybe he had a little bit too much energy, too much excitement for the fight. But let's see what he does, man. I think at this point they got to keep putting him in with some comparable talent.
I mean, maybe he just didn't respect Smith's power at all. Once he felt it, he's like, I can walk through this. You know, I'm not a fan of that myself, although it can make it exciting when a guy's getting hit on the way in just to land a big bomb. But, you know, his big bombs weren't actually, you know, really getting at Smith. It went the distance, but, you know, maybe he just didn't respect Liam's power. So
personally, I think Charlo is a stylistic nightmare for him because Charlo's patient, knows how to be very technical. I seen Mungia walking into a lot of pot shots in that fight, but against Hurd, that's a great fight because Hurd doesn't really move too much. So he's open to get hit. And likewise with Mungia coming in. So Hurd is a matchup I really want to see, in my opinion.
Well, all right. Well, this is my thing. I think Hurd has a lot more levels than Mungia. And I think the idea of them like being like blood and guts.
I just want to come in with the official attendance because we have been insinuating how people were cheering and how the crowd was there. And it's right on target with what I thought. It's only 2,470 people. Like I thought Sam's Town Casino was only about a 22,000 seat venue. So the cheers were loud. Not a lot of tickets, though. 2,000 isn't what we consider a winner. Now, I will give him credit and say for an unknown guy who's fought his entire career in Mexico to come and fight in Vegas and pull 2,500. Let's just give him credit for 2,500. I think that's impressive because Timothy Bradley for his entire career until fighting Pacquiao, and he never went back home to even see if there was any residual positive fan gain from the Pacquiao fight, which he probably wouldn't have because we all thought he lost it. But Tim was only doing 2,000 in Palm Springs. So for, you know, a guy like Mungia, who we don't know, and he's pulling 2,500 to start, that's not bad.
I mean, Mike, do you see Mungia like as a future Canelo? I mean, I heard some of the people saying stuff like that. Like, is he like the future Canelo, future star? Does he have that star power visible at this point?
Yeah, I believe he has all the tools to make a star. He has the star quality. He has the smell. He has the fighting style. He has the seems like throughout his interviews that I followed last week, he got like some kind of personality about himself too. But back to the fight. First thing first. Shout out Beefy Smith, man. You put up a great performance, a great warrior type fight. Okay, that's why I previously kind of started liking Beefy because of that kind of fighting style. And but Munguia just seemed to be the bigger person, and he seemed to have the heavier hands throughout the fight that pretty much kind of broke Beefy down. And he scored a knockdown that I believe was in about the 8th or 9th round, if I'm not mistaken. So all in all, guys, 21 years old, impressive performance against a veteran in the game, and I'm just excited to see how Golden Boy moves them. Don't try to push him to like a unification fight, but you can push him towards like a J-Rock, Erison Lubin type fight.
Anybody else want to jump in? If not, I got another little twister for the plot. What if somehow Golden Boy acquired the services of Austin Trout? Would that be too soon to regurgitate Trout in this 154-pound division? He's basically now fighting everybody and giving him Munguia. I mean, I'm sure Trout would be knocked out, but Munguia can't take the top 5. So, I mean, what's out there is Kell Brook, but I don't think Hearn is going to sacrifice Kell Brook to Munguia on HBO. Maybe, because Brook is a name. He's a draw. Maybe HBO throws the money around that Hearn will do it, but Hearn has the zone. It makes no sense. I think Brook is on the zone. He's on the zone. Julian Williams, I don't know. That's a Heyman fighter. Is he going to do it? Williams is rebuilding. Is Breadman, the trainer, going to take it? Brian Carlos Castano from Argentina. Never heard of you. They'll probably get you the way that Top Rank always gets a undefeated Argentinian. Amir Khan is still at 54, at least in the rankings. He hasn't gone down to 47 officially. So, you know, I don't know. Is Khan going to do it? No. Munguia isn't popular enough. 2,500 tickets ain't doing it.
At what weight, though? At what weight are we talking about with Khan?
54, only 54, only 54, only
Okay.
54.
And I think he's squeezing down to that weight too.
Eggington, isn't he scheduled to fight Cook, or did he beat Cook?
No, he's scheduled.
Beat the shots.
All right, so you got Michael Sorrow. Dangerous fight, Michael Sorrow. No popularity at all. People probably don't even remember who Michael Sorrow beat. So I don't know. That's why I said the next name is Austin Trout. It seems like, all right, that's the biggest, most vulnerable name you can get for Jamie, if you can get him for Jamie. Undefeated Carlos Adames, who's with Top Rank, is there. And then you got that other guy that I told you about the last time from Ukraine. But again, they're not doing that. They're not taking on an undefeated Ukrainian prospect that's 25-0. Like, why? And they just beat Liam. Tony Harrison, also with Heyman, but you know, I think fringe contender enough where Heyman might lend the services. Charles Hatley also out there. Nathan Gallimore. These are all names we've seen on PBC before. Erison Lubin. I don't know, would they do it? But would Lubin do it, ladies and gentlemen? Would Lubin say, fuck it, hell yeah, that's a title shot? And another little quick tidbit fact that you might not know, Jaime is enrolled in VADA and was before these fights and before he got popular. And he had a WBC like Intercontinental or some shit. So who knows if he's simultaneously being ranked or if WBC dropped him now that he's the champion with the WBO. But just remember, Jamel Charlo's there with that WBC. Who wants to go first on some of that info?
I mean, I would say that they're probably just going to go through the WBO rankings, because when you look at Liam Smith, technically he would be a mandatory, so they don't have to rush into another big fight. And seeing that there's a lot of defensive holes in him, they might want to give someone that it's not as much of a risk, but can teach them those fundamentals. Because if you put someone like Austin Trout, even though he's older, he has a lot more experience than Liam Smith. I mean, and I think he can sneak that from Munguia if he doesn't get knocked out or get into any type of like, you know, battle. So I think they're going to look for someone who can not be a threat, but can teach them those things. They're not going to rush it, especially Oscar. I mean, he fought someone like Fernando Vargas. He knows when someone was at, you know, a champion and got rushed really young, and then he was put in with the Titans and he's not going to do that with them. And we all know that we want him to fight the best, but they're not going to do that after a performance like that. What do you guys think?
No one's rushing, huh? No one cares about fighting. Okay, no one cares about Jaime fighting next. All right, well, it's time to move on. We'll go to what's beef, the what's beef topic. A lot of beef floating around. Obviously, 50 and Floyd we touched on. We still got Gervonta and Young Tank Davis out there. Our Las Vegas guy, Daniel Alvarez, sent us an interview with Ryan. And you know, based off that interview, I don't believe Ryan wants that sauce. I just don't believe he wants that sauce. I think that he is as intelligent as my boy Tekashi, who, FYI, until it's confirmed, I know that's TMZ, I don't believe, and that's for Untitled, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Me and the host will be talking about Untitled, where we chop it up about just about every single topic that there is, you know, complete pop culture.
Fifi dropped.
I'm just going to say, even this is like an Untitled preview. Yo, that's fake. Who the fuck is in a hospital looking like he ain't even got no bruises on him? Get out of it. That shit.
Yo, and my man look like he posed for that shit.
Exactly. He's been troll. He's been troll. And I bet you it comes out that he trolled all of y'all and y'all thought he got beat up. Niggas is sending me that shit left and right. Yo, you seen your man's here in the hospital?
Yeah, and at the same time, a song dropped. You know what I mean? So
he's smart, bro. He trolling. And I got on to Nakashi because somebody else was trolling. Who we were talking about? We were talking about Ryan. Ryan is a troll. I'm about to go to the
big time.
I'm about to go to the tape. Fuck, go get the strap. Get the tape.
Hold on. Ryan's the troll?
Ryan's the troll.
Ryan is big time troll, man.
Ryan is the troll.
But he's doing a hell of a job trolling.
He is doing a hell of a job trolling. And it's like Gervonta Steps. Stop using my name for clout. Yo, and we mistake that. We like, yo, wait a minute. Yo, he's more popular than you, Gervonta. And you're right. Numbers do tell that story. But at the end of the day, I mean, look, I don't know. Enrique, you on, you know, I ain't even gonna say that because people ain't received that fashion comment too well yesterday. But I don't even like the way he dressing out there doing interviews. Like, get the fuck out of here. He's still a kid. It looked like his mom dressing him still from Old Navy and shit. Get the
he
fuck
does
out.
Look like he's getting dressed.
You can't be talking to fucking Gervonta. Yo, and shout out to Gabriel Flores Sr., who came out also and was like, yo, listen. Stop with all this bullshit calling out Gervonta. That's a grown-ass man. That's a fucking champion. And it's like I said before, this man went to another country and got that belt. Like, yo, Ryan got mad shit to do. But before any of y'all give y'all takes, I know you're anxious. I want you to hear the tape because I know you didn't. Shout out to my own crew, not even checking out the videos that we post. But listen to the tape and listen to the words, man. Many times do we read heavyweight body language. Read this little kid's language.
Hopefully, many more to come. Don't forget.
Going to the tape. 5, 4, 3, 2. Fucking shit taking forever. Peace. All right, here we go.
Here with Ryan Garcia. What's going on, champ? What's up? How you doing? Man, I'm doing good. I gotta get to it. What do you say to Gervonta Davis, man? I know that's real beef. What do you say to him? I'm gonna let him, you know.
First of all, I'm gonna say right there, soon as Gervonta's name came out, he ain't even looking at the camera no more. He don't want to make eye contact no more. He started like looking off into the sky. I'm just saying, go watch the tape, bro. I don't believe him. We need more people with this guy.
Enjoy your boy kid. That's a blessing. God bless you and your kid. But we'll get it rocking whenever you're ready. We'll get it as soon as possible. We need to make this fight happen. Let's do it for everybody, for the fans. But, you know, most importantly, let's do it to see, you know, who's going to be the face of boxing for these coming years. Let's get it on. Right now. He talked about coming to your gym. Whatever came of that, did he not come to your gym? He was supposed to come Monday, but the thing is, he just had a kid. So
I'm going to stop it there. So shout out to Daniel for pressing. Because, you know, Ryan gave the good answer at first. And he's like, yeah, you know, let's get this fight done. Let's do it for the fans. Let's see who's going to be the face of boxing for years to come. Daniel presses him and he's like, yo, but what happened? Wasn't he coming in your gym? He's like, yeah, he's supposed to come Monday. But I'm saying, though, he just had a kid. He should handle his kid because he just had a kid. And he about to start using the kid. Like, motherfucker, that ain't your kid. That's
defense. That's called defense.
Yeah, that's deep. No, that's called deflection.
Deflection.
He learned it from Eddie.
I think he should just, you know, I don't know what he's gonna. If he wants to come, he'll come and let's get this work. But you know, he just had a kid.
Look, I don't know. If he wants to come, we could come and we could get this work. But I don't know. You just had a kid. Like, yo, that's not your kid. That's not your kid. You know what I'm saying? You acting like a kid by bringing up that kid because you don't really want that work. We want to know, do you want that work?
That smoke.
That's all I'm saying. Back to the tape.
Well, thanks for your time, Ryan.
What is up, T?
Oh shit! So it's over. Right on.
Yeah. I like both the fighters. I like the beef as we were talking about earlier. And Ryan Garcia, I'm not gonna say I was actually to myself saying, like, damn, I think Tank will put it on him. This kid must be super confident, putting it on everybody in his gym. And when Tank shows up, it's gonna be like a real fight. But I'm sure somebody's gonna advise him, nah, my G, you gonna get hurt, my guy. My guy, you gonna get hurt. You too young. Yes. And those are my thoughts on Ryan Garcia. He is, though. He is, as Oscar De La Hoya said, yes, champions are going to want Ryan Garcia on their resume. Whether they win or lose, we don't know. But I think somebody wants to shut him up.
Shit is
more info. There's a TMT fighter who I never heard of.
Rowley
out and posted a clip clobbering Ryan on,
I saw that
on sparring. So like, you know, it's just what I'm saying, clout chasing. So this guy Rowley, we never heard of him, but now we saying his last name at least because
TMT fighter. He ran down on Ryan at the Golden Boy fight.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
While Oscar was there.
And I like the zone right now, and only bringing this up because all of a sudden the whole boxing has become WWF. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of clout chasing. There's a bunch of like beef. There's a bunch of like Charlo's always done it.
That's the generation that we're in.
Yeah, I was about to say
for a reason.
Charlo's already done it, and it's nonstop.
To elaborate a little bit more on that Ryan Garcia and Rolando, that whole situation started because there's apparently alleged footage of them sparring, and what was funny is that Teofimo Lopez actually heard that Eric Gomez was saying, "No, the sparring's not going to happen." So seeing the fact that he was saying like, oh, okay, check it out. I found out Eric Gomez says Tank and Ryan's not going to spar. Let me go get my boy Rolando, you know, we'll roll up and say, hey, let's spar and see he acts that same way that he was acting about, hey, I'll spar anyway. I'll spar, you know, Tank, you know. But once they rolled up, things just switched because maybe he knew, hey, my president, you know, the president Golden Boy is not going to let this happen. So I can talk slick. I can sell myself. There's a big name. I can do whatever I want. But here comes these guys. Oh, I ain't got enough for it. I'm gonna walk away. And that's where the big footage of you see Ryan walking away and he's like, yo, what's up? Even Teofimo Lopez's dad was yelling at him, like, you bad for boxing.
I seen some women standing in between them too. I don't know whose family that was or what it was. If you see it, like, ain't nobody gonna start brawling right there and then. Them kids are just calling each other out because they want to fight. And Ryan is the guy you want to beat up, right? Because he's so popular. He has a humongous following. A lot of attention on him.
I mean, it's working, bro, because I hate to cut you off, but I just don't want to forget this. It seems like we're talking about this kid every show now, just to be honest.
Of course. Since Cinco de Mayo weekend, since he fought that the May 4th fight on ESPN.
Yeah, I see him like the way he looks and everything. He's like Daniel LaRusso, the young karate kid. Like, oh, Mr. Popular, the girls checking him out at school, but he's trying to get under the skin of the fucking Cobra Kai, and he's gonna get his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah, but looks don't mean anything because look at Gennady Golovkin.
I'm not saying there's a similar Daniel LaRusso fucking look about him, and he's like getting under the skin of the Cobra Kai. He's like, I don't know, it's this whole thing's just like Karate Kid, and he's gonna end up getting busted. But whether he just ends up winning that bout and Gervonta hands him the bout and says, "You're all right, LaRusso," who knows? But I'm just saying. He's just like the good-looking kid, and he's talking.
He's not ready. That's all. The end of the day, he's not ready.
Real ones are going to step up on him and say, "Well, let's go then." And it's like, "Whoa, hang on. You know, I was just trying to be funny. I was just trying to be."
Nah.
I mean, look, when that Rolly and Ryan sparring match came about, if I'm not mistaken, Rolly outweighed Ryan by a few pounds. I don't know exactly.
Wasn't it? He said 160, 130.
Yeah. So it was you know, it was to me, Ryan. You know, even though he was getting clobbered, and look, if you want to fucking loop a clobber, I mean, anybody could go ahead and get a highlight and reloop it. Shows the full sparring match. You know what I'm saying? Brian could take excerpts from the video and show his greatest highlights and loop them, and the other guy did the same. So you ain't saying shit to me. At the end of the day, you know, sparring matches to me, gym code, you know, they stay in there. But again, that said it. We living in the world. These are what the millennials are doing. There's always a camera out there.
Right.
So, you know, if we take this back into the back of the day, you know, when cameras and phones with cameras weren't accessible, shit was still happening like this. It wasn't just getting recorded. So, so this ain't no new shit. It's just that, listen, we live in the age where the camera is always on you. And not for nothing. This is benefiting the fighters of today because look how much arousement everyone's getting from this.
It's the sample. It's the
You
sample.
know what I mean? Everybody now want to see this Rolly Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, but
I don't know if we want to.
But it's already on YouTube though. You already sparred.
Yeah, but I mean a real fight with real risk because we all know Gervonta ain't
you, bro. That's just you because you mad soft hearted. I never heard of Rolly, so I don't want to see Ryan fight Rolly.
I mean, you maybe because you just don't check out, a kid that
Box Rec. I looked him up on Box Rec.
No
less than.
No, Doomy is hilarious. I'm the one posted the Rolly clip, and I showed it to you, and you like, who's this? I'm like, some TMT dude. Now all of
when that happened, I don't remember, but it's
all of a sudden he's an expert on fucking Rolly.
Whoa!
I've been following Rolly since Mexico.
First of all, Ness, you trying to play me on air. You're trying to play me on air, but that's a lie.
I'm not trying to play you on air.
Cash, you laughing? You don't know shit about boxing.
I don't. I'm having a great time.
We seen Rolly in plenty of sparring matches before you mentioned them to me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So you and I didn't have that Instagram clip conversation.
Nope. And show it to me if you did.
You did. You're fucking.
I haven't talked to you all day.
Listen, let me talk.
Where the hell you been at?
Let me
You
talk.
running up mountains.
Doomsday, do me one favor. Let me talk completely so that you can tell the world, oh shit, my bad, I do remember. Because you're either a fucking liar or
you lost your mind. If it ain't right, and you ain't got it.
All right, so here we go. In my kitchen, I showed you the clip, right? And then the clip, let me fucking talk.
No.
Right? Then the clip, you was like, yo, what's wrong? Why is it looping? I said, Doomsday, they edited it like that. You got to go all the way out and back in. Let me talk. You're about to interrupt me. You got to go all the way out and back in. And in the clip, the dude is like, at this moment is when Ryan Garcia fucked up. And when you seen that in my kitchen, you went ape shit, started laughing. So you're not going to apologize right now?
Absolutely not. Things go on in your head, and I think you paint your own picture sometimes. I already knew who Rolly was. I was laughing at the fact that it kept looping. Now you want to make this into a conversation where you're right and I'm wrong, and I said something I didn't say. Nope.
Bro, you need to chill out, man.
Nope.
I'm going to just keep it moving because he's obviously lying. Why would he tell me who's this? Why would I say?
Bro, I said who's this because at the beginning, the guy's wearing a fucking headgear. All right? There was no names in the clip you showed me. But we're going to let you be right.
Nah.
There's no names. Hold on a minute because he's still lying and he's getting caught. There's no names in the clip I reposted from the name of the fighter. Like, stop lying.
Oh, bro, it's okay, Ness. It's all right, Ness. Hey, Ness, you won. You won, champ. You won. You won, Ness.
This is happening.
I don't waste my time on caca. Let's go.
While this is happening, I'm going to just do a thumbs up real quick. 124.
124. So where we at? Is there any more beef? Oh no, I wanted to mention the Machado Gesta thing. So that's what Ryan is looking at, since we were talking about his beef and his potential bouts, and only Doomy wants to see him and Rolly, who's 160 pounder, no clue why. Ryan is actually in negotiations with Machado Gesta, or being talked to or about to fight Machado Gesta. So what's your thoughts on that? We didn't really officially talk about
I think that's going to happen September 1st. They already clarified that he's not going to be fighting on the Triple G and Canelo undercard for the rematch. So they're going to do their own ESPN thing, which is strange because they got their Facebook thing they're going. So I guess they're not going to put Ryan right away. I guess it's probably better for them to put on ESPN. But I think that Hester could potentially pose some sort of threat if you can't keep him off, because he looked pretty bad in the pocket in the last fight. And so this is going to be a huge step up, seeing the fact that he did fight Linares. Now, I know he didn't do amazing, but Linares didn't look great either. But this is their way to tie in a champion fighter who fought Lomachenko, knocked him down, and look what Ryan Garcia did. So I think that's what they're trying to portray by using leftovers to try to build up him. And we'll see. I don't know. This could be really bad or
now.
Really
Do you
good.
think this is a bad move? One of the other panelists hiding, because he was scheduled to be on Canelo Triple G. That's a pay-per-view that we know eyeballs will be watching. Isn't it better to be on a pay-per-view, or is it better to headline your own card 2 weeks before and then just show up to the pay-per-view for some sort of media attention?
Oh yeah, I like the undercard part of it better. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather him be on the undercard pay-per-view. Me as his manager in my fantasy mind, I would rather see him. I would negotiate that part versus, but the other side, the main event on your own card is also big as well, but there's nothing bigger than Triple G Canelo this year, 2018.
I mean, if you want to compare Tank and Ryan Garcia, Tank was obviously on Floyd undercard for the McGregor fight, and they're not going to put Garcia on what you say is going to be the biggest event this year. I think that's a big mistake. And if it's not going to be on this Golden Boy Facebook thing either, I think that's bad as well. I don't know. And I think the Hester fight's the wrong move as well. I think that's a tricky fight for a young kid straight away.
Yo, I think this is I don't really agree with you, Rob. I think this is a good step up for Ryan. I think Ryan's going to be the taller, rangier fighter. He's going to have to learn how to use distance in the fight against Hester. Hester is going to put pressure and throw some southpaw loops at him. But I think it's a fight that Ryan is capable of winning as long as he's on his P's and Q's. So I think it is a good thing that he's going to be headlining instead of being on pay-per-view, because nobody wants to see him fight a scrub on an undercard. They're not going to throw him on a pay-per-view to lose. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give him somebody to eat up. So I'd rather see him.
Why can't you give him Hester on a pay-per-view? Like, I know that someone said Hester's a tricky fight, but I think Hester is a fucking dude that can't punch and is short, reach is not long. I mean, he's just got so many deficiencies. He's never been a guy with a full tank. Like, I think Ryan's longer, quicker, faster, better.
I just felt for quite a reasonable time against Linares, who's super fast as well. I thought he hung with him pretty well.
Yo, this is the problem, that you guys over assess Linares. I was the only one on this show calling Linares everything close to a bum without calling him a bum. I always tried to not call him a bum, but I always told y'all that he's not like good. Like
not fast.
Bro, you could be fast versus like, that's what I'm saying. If Floyd fights a C-level guy, he's gonna look like he never lost the B. You don't get that?
I agree with Ness. I never thought Linares was anything like spectacular. I mean, he was supposed to show, like, my girlfriend watches boxing with me, so sometimes I'm like, all right, here's this guy named Linares. Let's see what's he about. And we watched the Luke Campbell. She was like, and she's considered like a hardcore to like a smaller degree. But so I brought her to Hester, and she's Filipino. She's like, okay, let's see. And she's like, this Linares guy ain't just having it, you know?
He's got no power.
Let me just say this though, Ness. No, Hester came off a victory over Robert Manzanares, who was previously undefeated, had the size advantage, and Hester was a substantial underdog going into the fight. He won that fight. So he's a lower level, I want to say maybe B minus, maybe C plus. But I think this is a good step up for Ryan, a good test.
Aaron, listen to what you're saying. Hester, and I hate to sound like this, but I mean, look, entertainment purposes, right? You're saying Hester's such a bum. He was an underdog to an unknown, and then got lucky and beat the unknown. Like, what the fucking do?
It wasn't a spectacular fight either. And
all right, if you don't think he got lucky, let's see them make the fight with Ryan, and I will look the way that I look today versus Usyk. Let's not forget it. Shout out to the super chat. No, I'm just segueing, Rob. You think everything is personal. You guys got to understand. Look, Doomy has not taken that personal. He's in the chat having fun.
Yeah. You've left it in there that I've said that Hester is going to beat Ryan Garcia. I didn't say that. I just said it's a tricky step up.
It's a tough fight. Yeah.
I didn't say you said it. I said I will pick Ryan, and you guys can pick Hester if you want.
Was the question about the fight, or was the question about him being moved from the undercard to his main event?
It was both.
It's both.
I feel like him moving to his own event is probably the best thing for him, because we forget when the Triple G and Canelo shit fell out, he did his own event the night before the Triple G fight, and they go ahead.
But why do your own event to get 2,000 people? Jamie just got that. If we check the Google on his last fight on ESPN, what, 2,000 people seen him? Yes, he's on TV, but it's not getting the viewership that the Canelo. Listen, Canelo Triple G initial viewership is going to be at least 1 million, right? But then they got the playback, bro. Like, he's going to be forever attached to that fight. Like, whatever main event he's going to do, that shit is going to get buried under next week's boxing. We ain't going to care. I don't even care that he's doing a main event. I'm mad he's doing the wrong thing. They're doing the wrong thing, in my opinion. But those are my final thoughts on that topic.
My final thoughts is they probably make more money from a live event gate than they would from like the TV or whatever. So him doing an event in his home area or his hometown, he has like over 1 million followers. So I'm pretty sure a lot of those followers are going to be at his fight. So that'll pull in more revenue for Golden Boy, who had a hiccup on May 5th that they didn't have a fight. So they're trying to generate more money.
Let me just say this too, because I was at Ryan's last 2 fights. Both those fights were packed to the house. He had more people in the stands than, well, it was really close. I think Triple G's fight had a little bit more people than his fight the previous day. But yo, I wanted to just mention, I'm kind of disappointed that why would Golden Boy stop Ryan from sparring? I mean, if he wants to get his ass kicked, let him get his ass kicked in sparring. I don't understand that, man. That's kind of dumb to me.
Publicity nightmare. You got a young, clean cut looking kid, handsome. I mean, he dresses up like the Flash. No, it's like someone said, Daniel LaRusso. No, that's all the boy next door, the Boy Scout. You don't want to ruin the Boy Scout look.
I mean,
okay, but at the same time, though, Nez.
Yeah, that's it. Getting on speed bags and shit. At the moment, that's Ryan Garcia's highlights at the minute. Like speed bag. That's what's that fucking snake one or something he was pounding. But you know,
the double M bag.
Yeah, that's it. You know, he just looks super fast on some bags at the moment.
The Cobra bag. Yeah,
no, I like how Rob comes in with the one-liner and takes a shot at Ryan. I'll tell you this: the kid that Gervonta beat up for his title, Ryan beats him up right now. Right now.
Well, I mean, I don't know that that dude that Ryan fought, Jason Velez gave him hell.
Gave who hell?
Anybody catch? I don't mean to interrupt. Did you guys catch the ref?
Oh, let him finish his sentence. He said Jason Velez did what?
He made him super uncomfortable. He won clearly, but he gave him hell. It was supposed to be a showcase fight. He brought a whole bunch of people out, and everyone was like, just like Munguia.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that on this show I said, bro, Jason Velez is a step-up fight, and I'm pretty sure my host clowned me because it's like, oh, Jason Velez is, his claim to fame is being signed to Cotto. But I said that was a step-up fight, though. That wasn't a given. I don't know why you think that like he was a showcase. I don't think wasn't Velez. He only lost one time, and that was to Joseph Diaz Jr., who's a fucking Olympian. Like,
no, Jason Velez lost 4 times prior to that.
Yeah,
he lost to Jojo Diaz.
Okay, and who else beat him?
Alfredo. Santiago.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Santiago, Alfredo, Santiago. Some guys I don't even know. Rene Alvarado.
Alfredo, Santiago.
He had a draw.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a 4 losing streak, like 4 losses in a row. And
yeah,
he didn't look good. Ryan did not look good. So Hester's actually concerning for me because I'm like, yo, Hester's actually a better person than you shake your head. I think so.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Now, I'm not saying Ryan can't beat him. I just think this is just a tough fight. Like they're really
a good test.
Hester is so jittery and pity patty. You guys are bugging. And
let me tell you something.
Velez did not give Ryan hell, man. I want to see in the chat who thinks Ryan is right. Did fucking he give hell?
Did Garcia shine in that fight?
I said Ryan looked comfortably winning on the scorecards, but he did not perform the way he was supposed to perform.
I think physically he got pushed around a little bit. That's what Ron's trying to say.
He had no inside game. That's what everyone's talking about. When he's far away, he can, boom, boom. But once he comes in, he's clueless, and that's why I was.
Yeah, a guy like Mercito's going to give him problems in the inside. I think look, Mercito, he's going to be a guy that's really going to test Ryan. Sort of like an Orlando Salido type of guy, you know what I mean? He's gonna make it rough, ugly. It's a thing. It's a step.
Yo, you guys are bugging. What fight Mercito Gesta made rough and oh my god!
I mean, look. You take a look at his last fight. He fought a young guy named Robert Manzanares. Now you probably don't know who the hell these guys are. A lot of these guys fight, in Mexico and stuff like that. But this was another young up and coming guy out of Mexico, 36 and won before he faced Augusta. So it's like what I'm trying to get to is that he's a good test for these young up and coming fighters. You know what I mean?
And that guy had a lot of range and
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine to say that it's a good test, but some of the words you guys are using are fucking absurd. Like Gesta's never made any fight tough. Name one. Who's he made it tough for? That's not his style. He's a jittery, pity-patty, fake Manny Pacquiao. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
He's a southpaw that you say it's jittery, but I don't know what jittery means.
So name the fight that
I really don't know what jittery means. You know what I mean?
Jittery, dude. Like
it's like Manny Pacquiao. He does imitate Manny Pacquiao. He does the head movement. He is like a
bro. So that's what we're calling head movement now. Jittery?
Head movement. Yo, you gotta YouTube this kid, bro. You're bugging right now. You're saying things that do not correlate with this man. He is not tough. Puppet don't even punch hard and beat the shit out this dude. Like, we moving on, bro. Y'all bugging.
Yeah, well, Ness, you just said this man, bro. You've been talking about how Ryan's still a little boy, bro. Throw him in with this man. Let's see what he's got.
Well, that's what
he still has to fight. That's like what he's saying.
No, I never said don't give him Hester. He's gonna eat Hester. They need to put Hester on the undercard of Triple G Pacquiao because Hester has a name. He's been on, excuse me, I said Triple G Pacquiao. I meant to say Triple G Canelo. He's been on Pacquiao undercards, Hester has. So it's better to put him there. And I don't know, man. Look, you want to do your own main event with this dude? Cool. But he ain't never made it tough, and he ain't going to make it tough for Ryan. That ain't his style. Like, he ain't no Matisse. He ain't no Madonna. He's not Margarito. He's none of those styles, bro. He's like an outside, on his toes, in and out, fake Pacquiao. Like, watch the tape. Watch the tape. Get the strap.
Get the strap. get the tape. Get the tape.
Any other topics?
You want to talk about the show box? You know, I know a lot of people
talk about this motherfucking Charlo and Andrade. Come on.
Okay, we can talk about. But that's beef. Hold on, but that's beef still in the making. Let's talk about Rafael Mensah and Alberto Machado. You know, and the fact
whack.
Come on, it wasn't super whack. You know what I mean? It was a fight that I thought in the beginning after Rafael Mensah got caught pretty freaking hard. I thought Rafael was gonna give up, but shout out to Rafael Mensah for staying in there. And
yo, I mean, this is why I hate watching HBO boxing. I swear to God. First, they come out and they talk about Rafael Mensah. He uses the moniker Sweet Pea because he's just like Pernell Whitaker. After the third round, they're like, yo, this guy's nothing like Pernell. Maybe they're just using his name. And it's like, motherfucker, you told us he was Pernell. You know what I'm saying? Then they're like, Machado. Oh, he's got this power. And this motherfucker got me falling to sleep. Now, I'm not saying that Machado is technically bad or boring looking, but he couldn't get the job done.
That's right.
You know, and Mensah was not special at all. Anyone that has the $8 shorts with your name ironed on, you are not special. You are not special. People that are special, someone invests in them. If you are broke, the special person still looks fly because Enrique believes in him and he knows he's going to get return on investment. Okay?
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Looks special at 19. In the ring, out the ring, and what he wears, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia needs to get his dress up right, man. He on some Old Navy shit, man. But I like him, though.
That shit look like a gap.
Gervonta went out and saying that he actually he finished Alberto Machado in sparring.
I seen that. I love social media, right? Like, a fight is not happening on the weekend without top fighters talking shit about the fights. Like, I love it. Jamal Charlo right away was like, I ain't see that whack ass fight, but when I go back and watch it in a few days, I'm sure I could beat both they whack ass. Yo, it was just, I love this world. I love this world of give it to me right now. Tell me what's on your mind right now. Tell me how you really fucking feel. And Charlo came out and talked about Jaime and Liam right away. Gervonta came out and talked about Machado right away.
Fast food.
What I like. This is what because you know what? For everybody that thought Machado looked good, now it's like, oh shit, Gervonta got, like, this dude left camp. That means that Gervonta beat him up so bad in camp, he left. He left. That's crazy. So now Machado has to come out and rebuttal these, insinuations that Tank is making. You know what I mean? You ain't putting me out your camp. I'm not leaving, motherfucker. That's how I am. I'm not saying that I won. Who knows? They probably get me the fuck out of there. I'm just saying, I'm going into this motherfucker hoping that I'm not getting put out because I can't give you work or because you beating me up. It's too easy. Like, I don't know, man. That sucks.
Well, shit. I mean, other than, Machado not being able to finish Mensah, he looked good. He looked like he was punishing Mensah, man. All I could do is give Mensah a little bit of props for hanging in there because, I mean, when he left, he looked like a little blowfish, the way his cheeks was all puffy and everything. So, Machado I think that what made him look bad was him not being able to finish a guy he had already hurt early on. So, I don't know where Machado goes from this or where do you actually put him now based on his performance?
I just hope Mensah gets paid. That 30 fight unpaid thing. I don't know if you guys feel me on that, chat.
Oh.
If you didn't know, apparently his first 30 fights he fought unpaid. So
how does that even happen?
I have no idea, but his first 30 fights, he got no money, like zero.
Exactly. And then now he ran to Don King to try to get money. So I just
of all
want
motherfuckers, of all people in the world, of all promoters,
with him.
You go with Don King and you get paid? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
So I just hope he gets his money and hopefully he gets another fight on television somewhere in the world. I mean, a fighter is someone who puts their life, in jeopardy every time they fight. So hopefully you get some money after that. So, but that was pretty much it on the HBO card, right?
What else was on there?
Do you guys want to double up on that? Double back to the Charlo Demetrius beef?
Oh yeah,
or you want to hit the callers? I mean, we don't have many callers. I don't know. Is it a
let's address it because maybe some people don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously Demetrius Andrade and the Charlo brother have had some skirmishes at certain fights in the back. After fights, confrontations. The videos are out there. Now that Andrade signed and ready to fight again, that's something that I'm interested in. Because of the past and the shit talking and all that. So for those of you who haven't seen, there's been a little Twitter and IG back and forth between Jermell Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, which to me is interesting. I don't know how that shit happens, being that the promotions are different and all that. I know Nesson and the other guys are pretty more aware and detailed on those things.
I don't follow those details and things. I just know that the vibe is perfect with Boo Boo Andrade, who got, I didn't really ever see a good fight with him, but I hear a lot of great things from hardcore boxing fans. Charlo, of course, we see things from him and, the back and forth, man. Again, the fast food, the drama. Let's see it happen.
This fight is not going to happen for one. One is a champion at 154. For the other, Andrade is a mandatory for Billy Joe Saunders at 160. And the promotional side of things. So this fight probably won't happen. I think it's just good entertainment on a Sunday for casual, for hardcore boxing fans. So I'm down with it. Fuck it.
So Mike, real quick though, Billy Joe Saunders, you mentioned him. I thought that's who Boo Boo Andrade was going to fight. He had some drama with him as well on internet. Like, yo, I hope your kid don't kick me because my MMA daughter. Am I quoting the right?
Yeah. That shit was hard.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting for that.
Bugging though, he's opening up the door though. He is opening up the door because now, you know what I mean? Now the kid's gonna come with that aggression, or that family could come with that aggression, and she's still a girl, even though she's, like he says, talented in MMA. That's kind of opening up the door. I don't care. My daughter's still my daughter. I want to double back to something we talked about a little bit earlier, just to put it into perspective. I know that Ron brought up the WBO and keeping Jaime Mungia in the WBO rankings because we don't think he's quite ready for the rest of the champions. So number 2 is Dennis Hogan. I've never heard of him. Julian Williams is number 3. Brandon Cook, who's fighting Kell Brook. No, right? Brandon Cook is actually fighting Sam Eggington now. He's number 4. He's from Canada. And we actually got a Takashi Inoue. Nah, for real. Takashi Inoue.
Oh shit.
Drop that motherfucking soundbite then.
Damn.
Inoue, bro. I'm about to start, and he's number 5. I'm about to start just repping him just cause his name Takashi Inoue. Yo, he gotta be good.
What language is that?
Troll.
Takashi.
He the King Troll, so he got Takashi name, right? And then he one of the hardcores, like heavy hitters. Inoue is the last name. Oh shit. You got Kelbrook is number 6, Laura number 7, Khan number 8, Tony Harrison number 9. We mentioned that name, so that they might go there. I mean, they got to talk to Al though. That's who they going with. Patrick Texeria, the one that Curtis Stevens knocked out. That's already a Golden Boy dude. Booyah, shotgun going through you. And the rest of the names are unknown, bro. I mean, Patrick Atoli, Liam Williams, we do know. Sebastian Formella. I mean, these rankings suck. He's chilling there for a while.
What ranking is that, Ness?
WBO. Junior middleweight. I mean, never heard of Dennis Hogan. Never. Brandon Cook, I never heard of him until Eddie put him on that card.
Where are these guys fighting? Like,
he was a B-side to Kell Brook. Let's be real. Kell Brook is rebuilding, and Kell Brook is ranked underneath Brandon Cook in the WBO. You know what I'm saying? So just to put things into perspective. But let's open up these phone lines. We got a few callers, and we could probably call it a early night. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Chop it up with a full panel. Shout out to the panel coming out to work tonight, talking boxing with us. Let's get this going.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
So where are we going today? I believe we have, that is my good friend in Cali, Info Joe.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers? Shout out to everybody on the panel. Let's get down to business. Yo, shout out to Usyk, man, the new unified champ. Hey, what would y'all rank him at, pound for pound now, man?
Way too soon for that.
He's a unified champ. Huh?
Way too soon to be talking pound for pound.
No, but what would you put him in the top 10 overall in boxing? This being a unified champ.
Say probably like top 15, probably.
Because he's unified champ.
I don't know, man. I don't like that pound for pound shit.
Pound for pound. I mean, right now he's the only undisputed champion, so we could throw him up into the top.
No, that's not true because it all depends on what sanctioning body you favor, right? Because like AJ has the IBO, so you could call him undisputed and say that he's missing the WBC, and then say that Usyk has everything except the IBO. So it's just like you don't. I don't know. I guess it's the 4 majors. If you want to go off that, most people do go off the 4 majors. So I guess he is undisputed.
Yeah, give him his props, man. That's who I picked too. Munguia, I like Munguia. I like his energy. He's exciting, but I think he's a champion still with a little prospect in his blood right now. Needs to work on his defense. I don't see him beating any of the other champs right now. I give him like 2 or 3 more fights before he challenges any of them. Give him, I would say, a Lubin or a J-Rock, man. See where he's at, man. He needs to start developing himself for a slick boxers who'll be able to counter because he gets kind of sloppy sometimes. If he can work on that, he's a force to reckon with, man. The dude is going to bring it. He's going to bring it. One thing I give about him, he's young, he's hungry, he's 21. And he got a lot of testosterone, and I think he's going to bring it. So shout out to that kid. Shout out to Smith, too, man. He put up a pretty good fight. What else was we talking about? Pac and Floyd?
Yeah, man.
And that was the last pay-per-view that I bought. And the reason why it is the last pay-per-view that I paid for, because it's supposed to be the fight of the decade. I had paid for the fight, had family and friends over. I hyped the fight out. It's going to be the fight that you ain't gonna never forget. and it ended up being the worst fight of the decade. It was the most boringest fight. And I picked Floyd to win, so I won a little money. But at the same time, it was still boring. And a lot of people blame Pac-Man only, but I blame Floyd and Pac for bringing a boring fight to have us pay for it and hype this fight up like that. And it was a shit fight. So I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I wouldn't pay for it. One more thing. Did anybody see the Friday night fights, man? I like that kid, Jaron Ennis from Philly. Pretty slick prospect. And I think he has a lot to bring to the table to the welterweight division.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Thanks for calling in.
I thought Ennis got cheated. I thought he should have won that fight. It shouldn't have not been a draw.
Wait, who you said? Ennis is the main event.
No, I thought Ennis fought Love, right?
No. That's Sims.
Hell no. Hell.
Yeah,
That's Sims. Ennis is the main event who was doing like people, all the little fancy Roy Jones moving around kind of stuff.
Yeah, Jerron there, he fought Alvarado.
Gotcha. Who's that guy that fought on the undercard that got cheated?
We didn't even talk about.
Tell me Montana Love got robbed.
Nah.
Montana Love got beat, but he got a draw.
A draw.
Yes.
Yeah, they blessed him with a draw.
He got beat.
Yeah, I thought he lost by at least 1 or 2 rounds for sure.
Damn, that's another guy Javante put out of camp.
And then the other guy on that same card, he fought like a Russian guy who was like 9-0. The Russian guy put him on the whole 10 rounds.
Which one? Are you talking about? Okay, go ahead. Which fight are we talking
got blessed.
Because there was 2 fights last night.
Thomas Matisse got blessed too?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he got knocked down, and it was bad.
He was getting his ass beat.
He was getting his ass
surviving.
whooped. Yo, this Armenian kid, Hamas Zarayan, is that the name? IQ? Am I getting it right?
Yes, sir.
Bro,
that's exactly it.
This kid impressed me. He was putting the pressure on him. He hurt him early in the beginning. I was blown the hell away when the decision came about, bro. This is the reason why my man Teddy Atlas be blacking. This is the reason why they took him out of commentating, because we're tired of the shit. There has to be some accountability here, man, because these young men go in there fucking ready to be taken out on their shields, and then you got these death riders who robbed them. That was a robbery.
And the World Super Series. I'll talk about the Super the undercard.
Chudanov versus Mohammadi. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a bad robbery too.
It was like the whole weekend was just filled with like disappointments on like certain cards where like the judges just, I'm like how can you justify this? Yeah, it just fucking like I can't even like put it into words. It's shit fucking frustrating.
Mike, you know why? Because Stevie Wonder could have seen that these guys won last night. These guys right here, bro. I don't even know. Is there something like, I know the UFC has where you could like appeal? Can you appeal something that's in these things? Can you appeal a fight? Like, can you go? Like, I don't fucking get it.
Yo, they killing me in the chat. They like, yo, Ness ain't watch Showbox. He's a disgrace. And it's like Ness hyped up Montana Love because of his name. It's like, damn, bro. You think I didn't want to watch that shit? I was upset with my DVR, man. I have no clue what happened. I'm mad that I didn't watch it because I'll never go back and watch it, especially if y'all telling me he looked bad.
And real quick, I will be very ashamed of myself if I didn't do so. Cecilia Brækhus won her fight on the WBSS undercard, and she remains a undisputed welterweight champ in the women's division.
Pound for pound woman.
It was pretty good. I like the fight.
Pound for pound gifty last fight on the Triple G undercard.
But I'll tell one thing though. The whole chat's been talking about. We never got on it, but Abel Sanchez, other fighter Constantine, who was supposed to be a prospect, who was 34-0, and he lost to someone who was 7 or 6-0.
He lost.
He lost.
Porsche Panamera.
He lost.
The one that been ducking Earl Spencer.
Yeah.
He lost. So Abel Sanchez, Alex Casito almost lost.
Abel is almost fraud status. I'm just keeping it G's.
Rough night for
Canelo gonna win.
Yo, he only got Triple G, and I thought Canelo beat Triple G.
Me too.
I don't know about that, but
come on, don't
we gonna disagree on that one.
Yo, you think Gester's a tough fight?
Hey, why we going back there? Why?
Gonna knock out Usyk.
I see it still burning under your ass.
I see you thought Garcia was gonna get a stoppage.
I did. I just fuck, man. I just don't know how the fuck this guy took them body shots.
Because boxers are always better, man.
I say when the weapons in the system, ain't no telling what I fucking will I diss them, and a Bularol in the system does the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So Triple G right now has an easy fight in front of him.
Oh hell no!
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna say, and do me after the second and third round of that cruiserweight final, Usyk didn't really get hit with a body shot after that, man. To be honest with you,
yeah, he was getting hit in the hip, and that movement still kept going.
Calls adjustments, homie.
Yo,
we got the Cincinnati Cobra. Anthony Edwards, what's up, baby?
What up? What up? Let me. What up, guys? Let me get on this one topic before I forget, because this shit pissed me off. I was talking about it in the chat. Fuck Abel Sanchez, first of all, because I don't know if we ever talked. I might have talked about it on the show a minute ago, where he was talking about how black fighters are not exciting, and I'm just like, man, shut your ass up. But it was just another subject that the way he was coaching in the Usyk and Garcia fight, I'm like, dude, you are a terrible trainer. Like, you gave him zero instructions the entire fight. I'm like, okay, Usyk, he got some skills. That's a whole nother thing. He got some skills, but he was just sitting there. He looked like Matt up in that motherfucker. Like, he was basically the Matt's quickest hit you fight against anybody. Just pitter-patting the shit out. Has RIP Matt stats, but I'm just sitting there looking like, okay, he ain't telling shit the whole fight. He was just like, okay, you want this? You want this? Come on. You want me to throw in the towel? I'm like, how the fuck was he throwing in the towel? The motherfucker barely getting hit. He just standing there. Like,
that shit was whack, B.
Different, like.
That's the type of talk I don't want to hear from my corner man.
Exactly. Like, give him some instructions. Tell him to go high, go low, do something. Like,
Ant, when you was fighting, did I tell you, Ant, I'm about to throw the towel in? Like,
yo, is Doomy really comparing himself to Abel fucking Sanchez?
Nah, see, there you Ness.
Might as well.
I love the way Ness starts the beef.
Let's go. Let's go, champ. Tell him out. Yeah, I am comparing myself.
Come on, I'm just saying. That's
compare yourself out.
Hey, yo, I don't need to be a superstar trainer to know that you don't feel your fighter full of disconfidence, even in the moment. It's not like the dude was getting pulverized and he was wobbling. You don't tell a man that. You tell him what to do.
Exactly why.
Fuck out of here.
Exactly why you got a guy like Derek James that got two world champs on his roster. He don't need no more. He don't need the clout, because all his fighters gonna be legit. Ain't none of them gonna go in there looking stupid. All of them gonna have instructions on what to do. That's why Usyk looked so good. It wasn't that Garcia couldn't win. It's just like he was going in there not knowing what the fuck to do. And the only person that Sanchez was giving instructions to is his cash cows, like Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't seeing saying that shit against no Triple G. He going there, okay, do this to Canelo, do that to Canelo, chase him down, put some pressure, go high. Go, you know what I'm saying? He's saying that shit. But to the motherfuckers he don't give a fuck about, like, I hate trainers like that. And I felt like Virgil Hunter in that realm too. He's a piece of shit too, unless it's Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? If you ever watch like the All Access with when what's his name fought Floyd,
Berto.
Fucking
Andre.
When he fought Berto, he was talking all kinds of shit. Like, you want
he was a philosopher.
Chase that motherfucker down. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? So fuck Virgil Hunter, fuck Abel Sanchez. And real quick, let me get in so much shit. But like Usyk, we was talking about this in the chat. But Usyk, he did what he was supposed to do in there. But people been talking about where is he at on pound for pound. He ain't no fucking where in pound for pound, because one of the key elements in pound for pound, regardless of, okay, I got all these belts, but it's the eye test. Like, how do you look, and what do I think your skill level will translate in different weight divisions. Like, if he steps up to anybody in the top 10 heavyweight, he's gonna get his ass beat because he pitter patter. He has no conviction in his punches, zero. So if he step up to Tony Bellew like he caught out, Tony Bellew is gonna walk him the fuck down and put him out in less than 5 rounds. I put my money on it. Me and Pittsburgh Brew, the only ones that bet for what's his name, but that shit ain't shit, man.
Man, thanks for calling in. Let me get to some other callers. But I don't know if Tony Bellew beats Usyk. You're out of control with that shit, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Yes, we're gonna go out to Scorsese.
Yo, this, you can hear me, man. You can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yo, this nigga ain't tripping. This nigga Usyk is legit, bro. Flat out legit. He done beat boxer punches. He done beat aggressive fighters. You put somebody in there trying to box him, he gonna walk their ass down. That ain't the best of them. But that shit you saw yesterday, you didn't see 5 clinches the whole fucking fight. His feet didn't stop moving. What the fuck he need to load up on punches for? Catch the nigga first. And he still threw 1,000 fucking punches. What is y'all talking about? This nigga's not pound for pound. This nigga got 15 fights and 4 belts on your mama, bruh. That's what he got. That's what he's doing out there. Quit playing out here, man. This nigga doing Holyfield type shit. Gassiev, if he would have walked on the Gassiev, he would have fucked around and got stopped. If he would have fought like he fought with Bradis, he would have got stopped. But when he do that right there, he been my pound for pound number 2. I had to drop him after he looked like shit versus Gassiev. But at the end, look at Pittsburgh Brew in the chat. Scorsese called it Usyk pound for pound number 2. You motherfucking right. Told you all day, man. The boy bad. Wilder was talking about going to a cruiserweight and winning all the belts. Hey, if he can make the weight, that's some fucking legendary shit right there. You can say what you want about cruiserweight not being hot, but Deontay Wilder could make that hot to say, I did that, and the next person might want to follow after him. He ain't got to worry about chasing the AJ. He just got to challenge. Ooh, why not? You know what I'm saying? But I get it, Usyk moving up. But when you talk about 4 belts, that's a little appealing these days. Them showbox cards, I'm going to get on that. 2 out of 3 of them fights was robberies. I didn't see the Montana Love, but I heard. But that Armenian dude or whatever he was, he beat the shit out of homeboy from Cleveland. I seen about 3 robberies this weekend, and y'all tripping on my boy Jaime. Jaime is never getting knocked out at 154. We learned that for sure. I know he ain't the biggest puncher that he fought, but for him just to take them shots and say, fuck it, I'm still throwing. I call him home run Jaime. Everything going for the fences, and I love that. I don't mind.
It gets sparked out by fucking Hurd and Charlo.
I got Hurd pound for pound number 3. I love him. He putting in work. But hey, that kid is strong.
Out of control.
That kid strong. That kid about them issues. And I hope he become a Mexican star because I caught 154 pounds the Negro leagues, and he can be the Jackie Robinson of the Negro leagues, because the Negroes running shit, not the regular MLB. The Negroes in 154 running shit. He can be the Jackie Robinson and break the color barrier. And shout out to Liam Smith because he fought his little heart out. I didn't have no respect for him prior, but you got to give it up to Liam. That was the best fight of the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's my call. Y'all keep shit rolling, man.
Scorsese.
Great call. We're going out to Dallas. Gary, talk to us.
Yo, what's going on? I didn't catch the beginning of the show, but I'm imagining you guys talked up Usyk the whole time. You guys were impressed with that performance?
Definitely.
Scorsese was.
I was too. I got him in my top 5 pound for pound now for sure. What do you think did anyone know what he walked into the ring at? Because he looks real big. I mean, you think he's like 215, 220 when he walks in the ring?
Absolutely.
That would make him Deontay. That would make him Deontay Wilder size. And I know that's your boy Ness, but Wilder would have no shot with Usyk. He would lose every single round.
It'll be a 4-round fight.
Nah, I disagree with you on that one, brother.
Wilder would knock his ass.
Are you off your tits?
This guy has some serious shit going down in Dallas.
You know what it is though? This is a common thing. Guy has an impressive performance. All of a sudden, he could take on the world. Whoa. Let's slow down a bit.
It's called smoke and mirrors. It's called smoke and mirrors. Same thing Pacquiao's trying to use with Lucas Matisse.
But for the imagination, they were 1 fight away from fighting each other in the Olympics. Though I know that's the Olympics, amateurs, but just imagine
3 rounds.
Hey, what we got a taste though.
Speed,
that would have been
experience.
Interesting to just to know that they almost were in the same range.
I like the thought and the future comparison of it, but when we get down to the details, it's a different animal now. So
Thank
the
you, Domi.
Deontay Wilder that lost to your guy. Go right ahead.
Let me ask you this. This is not a knock on Wilder, but let me ask you this, right? So Gerald Washington was winning rounds with Deontay Wilder. Luis Ortiz was winning rounds.
Fair enough.
These guys even are remotely similar to the hand speed and footwork and combination punching that Usyk brings. Usyk is sick. He would box circles around.
Listen, we're not gonna argue the impressiveness. We're not gonna argue his boxing premise. I mean, his boxing style. We're not gonna argue that Usyk is not a good boxer with all the goodies that you want to keep adding on to him, but it's a different animal, man.
Yeah, man, fuck all that.
When has Usyk faced anybody with the strength, power, and length of a Deontay Wilder? Just look back on his resume. Nobody. This is new territory that he'll cross over.
Well, Garcia is 6'4". He's beaten everybody. In 15 fights, he's unified all 4 belts. How many belts has Wilder unified in 40 fights?
But to be fair, Gassiev and Wilder fights totally different. You can't even compare their fighting styles.
Yeah, but everyone, they were calling him Iron Mike. They were calling Gassiev the biggest puncher pound for pound.
90 seconds.
You say, like, all of a sudden, now Gassiev can't punch because he got embarrassed by Usyk.
Never said punch. They were just saying they fight so different. You can't really compare the styles.
And your key word with the whole Wilder analogy is was. They were winning. Usyk might be winning the first 2 rounds and get his ass knocked out 3rd round easy.
Good point, Mike. Good point. They all won rounds. They all were winning rounds. And they all met their demise.
Plus, Garcia was knocking people out around 200. Wilder was knocking people over 200. There's always a difference in the weight.
This is true. I think he was just trolling, to be honest with you. That's Gary.
I'm sorry.
Who's more knowledgeable than that? So I think he was trolling you guys. But
Usyk is not conquering the heavyweight division. All right.
We're going to Edward in Alabama.
Yeah, last guy, I guess he got a little happy, like you said, maybe he was trolling. It was a good fight. I really like Usyk's fight style. I think Bellew is a perfect fight. It seems to me like, man, Bellew, man, we talk a lot about him, but the only thing I ever seen him do is beat a crippled David Hay lately in the heavyweight division.
10 seconds.
Can you do something? So maybe if you fight Usyk, maybe we can see something come out of it instead of the same silly nonsense over again. Speaking of Munguia, I think he should weigh. I think they need to slow him down a little bit. I hate to see, like, I don't want to compare him to like an Ocampo or anything, but Ocampo I could clearly see wasn't ready. He got thrown into a situation. But if you look at his body type and his build and his heart, maybe he might have been developed something, but he got Earl Spence already. And Munguia, maybe they just need to let him develop, get a few battles. He's only 21. Let him get in the mix and quit trying to rush these guys into these fights that they're not ready for. And then we never see these guys fulfill their potential. This isn't like, the heavyweights. These are grown men fighting. They've had multiple championships. So I hope he can develop. And, I really enjoyed the fight. And these Liam Smith, man, I mean, he showed up and was appreciated. But it's just too many of those Smith boys over there, man. I don't be knowing who he talking about sometimes. Liam Smith, this Smith, and, whatever, man. Hey, UK, that's what's up, though. Thanks, y'all. That's my call.
All right, brother. We're going to go out to our ringer on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Thanks for the support as always. We're going out to Stainless in the Detroit.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, what up, TBV panel?
What up?
There's way too many of y'all motherfuckers for me to be trying to name y'all specifically. So, what's up, TBV panel? Yeah, I took a second to get in. I'm always watching on YouTube until y'all open up the phone lines. I can't speak for everybody else.
but I usually just wait. It's probably because I got a ringer status, and I know as soon as I call in, or boomerang status, and I know as soon as I call in, I'm jumping the line anyway. But I usually wait. You know what I'm saying? It gives me a chance to laugh at what's going on in the panel and to get in that chat, man. Dooley, man, you killing it in that chat, bro. Like, that's half the reason I wanted to call in, bro. You going hard in that chat, man. I love that shit.
Hey, good looking out, champ, man. You know, I'm on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Second, y'all got to excuse me. I'm just like my blunt too. That Garcia Usyk fight, it was good, man. At points, it was kind of boring. I'm gonna be honest. He really shut Garcia down, and I don't know if that speaks to the level of Garcia or the level of Abel Sanchez as a coach or a trainer, but that might be what we need to be looking at more. But onto what was the fight of the night for me, the Liam Smith-Munguia fight. I know that sounds hard to believe, you know, it's a big undisputed fight over in Russia and everything, but that was the fight for me. When all fights were said and done, it wasn't the fight I was most looking forward to, but it was the most competitive from what I saw. It was the most entertaining. And a big amount of that credit goes to Liam Smith for taking Munguia those full 12 rounds. He was a gentleman before the fight. He was a gentleman afterwards, man, when he was really trying to get on him about who he felt was better, you know, the Canelo or Munguia thing. Also, I doubt that Munguia stays at junior middleweight too long. HBO doesn't do a good idea of trying to hide what they're doing. And they were already speaking about how they, you know what I'm saying, like who he looked good against and blah, blah, you know. Like there's nobody in Golden Boy or on HBO for him to fight at junior middleweight. So the best option would be for him to move up to middleweight, where he would probably stand a better chance as a boxer puncher than a puncher fighter like he was in that fight last night. I don't know if it was just nerves or, you know, the spotlight or, being the main event, but he didn't have it all last night. As I always say, please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. Peace.
Peace.
Stainless, thank you as always for calling in. Thank you to everyone for calling in, being part of the show. We hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been another flagship show. We served up some crows. Some of you guys didn't come around to get some of that old-fashioned crow, but we're going to keep checking that list. Doomy got sick last Thursday, so that's why a lot of you guys made it.
Got lucky. Chef wasn't in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing Untitled, so join us on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Head on over there to check out all the numerous perks. Don't forget to tune in to the show every Thursday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We actually got a few reviews to read.
Any super chats, Ness? Any super chats?
There's a lot of super chats. Yo, I'm gonna fuck somebody up. 2 1-stars. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed.
What does that mean? 2 1-stars.
The haters.
Is the UK. 2 UK guys too. Fuck y'all UK motherfuckers. I swear to God. You sons of.
I gave us 1 star for what?
Oh, because he said once good. That's it.
Oh.
That's the title. This must be a hack. Then the next one is titled Ness, 1 star. It's got to be a hack. Somehow this guy has a way to hack into iTunes and falsify these reviews.
If you're giving us a 1 star, you're lying to yourself.
I mean, I think the first one is real. His name is Smurfzilla.
Like Godzilla.
Yeah, but the other guy's name is CH.
Christian Hammer.
It's a fake account, maybe. Smurf, that's what it means.
You know.
Whatever.
I still got to read them. So, I'm your host, Ness. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NessGTO.
Super chat. We're not reading them?
Oh, shit. See, that's why we got multiple hoes, B. That's why we got multiple hoes, B. You know what I'm saying, B. Let me see. I'm refreshing the page.
B.
Got Robert Singleton told y'all Usyk was going to beat Gassiev. Calvin House Thanks for getting back to boxing. I guess that's when we were talking a little teaser on Untitled. And Jack Kilbiz, Usyk versus Ward. Who wins? Oof. I mean, Ward's a little cheater. He'll hold Usyk all day. He won't be letting him do all that shit that he pity pats and run.
Man, Ward way craftier. He ain't gonna let him do that shit.
Yeah, because he's gonna hold him down. Hold him down. Put him on the ropes. He's gonna do Alan Green on his ass. D-Style Boxing. Oh shit. He said, great questions at the Joshua and Hearn presser. All right, D-Styles, thanks for the motherfucking support. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So yeah, I gave my social media and my guys.
I'm your co-host, Michael Gross. You can follow me on Twitter at Gross2312 or on IG at Gross1911. And thank you for all the support I've been getting online and all the followers too. I'm trying to get to that million. And if you follow me, be sure to follow the Boxing Voice also.
It's your boy Young Can too. Real quick, catch me on Airshow 15 on Instagram and Twitter. And catch me on the Boxing Voice this upcoming week. I'll be at the Mikey Garcia fight, covering the whole fight week. So make sure to tune in for the fight week festivities.
It's a big fight. Yo, TBV_casual fan is my Twitter. TBV_casual fan is my YouTube account. And patreon.com/boxing fan apparel is my Patreon page where you get all the perks. You don't got to pledge. You get entertained for sure. And definitely at Fight Talk is my Instagram.
Do you know what beef is?
Do you know what beef is? Peace.
Enrique, did you get you a rack?
My what?
Did you get you a rack?
That could go so many ways, Mike. We might want to just call it something.
I mean,
rack of ribs. I'm thinking like a rack of ribs. I thought a rack like a grand. But nah,
racks on racks on racks.
Racks on racks on racks. Nah, I did not get racks, but I did have lobster tails today with shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Nice. But yeah, man, you posted them racks, man.
Yo, Untitled. If you're interested, we're gonna be talking macros. Ness finally learned macros. I'm so excited that I don't know. I'm thinking I might start vlogging because you know how I do. I work out serious, not like none of my friends. They always stay fat. I really get.
Oh my God, Ness, must you always do that?
I don't stay fat. I have my moments, but you know,
always fat.
It should be about macros and it should be about racks.
Look, I'm not.
All I'm saying is this, yo. The people that I know that do macros, they all rip, bro.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie.
Robert Ortiz started doing it. We all know Robert Ortiz from Border Wars. We know him from being a caller here. He's the drummer on Escape the Fate. He started doing it. Nigga shredded.
It takes discipline though.
The other Matt from Ohio started doing it. He crazy shredded. It don't even take discipline like that, yo, because you can eat. You got to stay within the parameters. That's it.
Yeah, and the parameters is where you will freaking regret it when you pat the pain of that discipline. You will break it.
Well,
and
I mean, I'm doing so
I did the ketogenic and I got ripped up and I got slimmed up. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't get ripped up because I knew you when you was doing keto. Let's stop lying.
Yo, you ain't see me shirtless like Doomies did when we shared the
fuck out of here, bro. Every time you lose 10 pounds, you ripping your shirt off.
Hey, yo, shout out to Maurice on the super chat. Came through clutch at the last minute. Shout out to Maurice. Ron, you give your social media?
I'll do my final thoughts. So Fighter IQ Media, Twitter and Instagram. I'm probably gonna try to do some history junkie stuff on my YouTube at Fighter IQ, but I'm gonna give 2 homeworks. One for you guys if you really want to see Clemente Russo from Italy. Ward beat him, Wilder lost to him, Usyk lost to him, then Usyk beat him. So that's my homework to him. And then Abel Sanchez, I got homework for you. Just get a fighter to win, man. Just get one of these guys to win, man. But that's it, man.
And you could catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_Linus, LAINEZ. Facebook, Alexander Linus. And on Twitter, Alex Linus TBV. And don't forget to check out Patreon. We will be coming up with some new Untitled episodes. So for all our Patreon family,
Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Monday. It's going down. We're gonna be talking everything. I'm telling you, I got a lot to talk about.
Macros.
We put out the Patreon post only, so you can add your questions and topics. We'll be doing answers. Join us. Last episode was fire. I'm getting so much, like interaction from last episode.
What was it?
The one you was on. So it was
okay. Thank you.
It's because of you.
Thank you. A little bit.
Mexican style. Muchas gracias. Champion. Campeón.
All right. Well, we're out. Peace.
No
Peace. Manny Pacquiao.